Hello everyone and welcome back to Koiken Otome. Let's continue. She asks me as she puts her great sword back into the empty air. My back was hurting for a bit, but I'm fine now. Now that I can see her up close, I'm starting to notice just how cute and beautiful she is. Ah, what a relief. She bows deeply. Her demeanor, battle stance, and sword. Does she come from a family of samurai? I saw that you were in trouble, so I came to help, but it looks like I didn't need to. Her face is serious as she says this. I stare at her, unable to come up with an answer. She proceeds to speak with a smile. Oh, well... Next time we meet. Yeah. I have to get to Kashinomori Academy. The uniform that she was wearing, if memory serves me right, that's Kashinomori Academy's uniform. I have to hurry to the entrance ceremony at Kashinomori Academy. Yasukuni Akane, huh? Yasukuni Akane. My name is Oba Seichi. She flashes a smile. Yasukuni quickly leaves. We could have walked to school together. We'll be going to the same school after all. Well, I'm sure we'll meet again. I smile bitterly, pick up my bag, and head towards the school. Kashinomori National Academy. Young people who have awakened their Doryoku abilities are sent here to hone their powers. Among the Doryoku development facilities that are scattered around the country, this elite school is famous for being one of the best. That's right, I was accepted into this academy. I still remember going through the hell that was the entrance exam. Wait, I don't have time to stand around like this, I'm gonna be late. My new school life begins today. The entrance ceremony took place without a hitch. We received a congratulatory address and a long lecture about the attitude we should have during our school life. This sort of thing is standard in most ceremonies, even the school is no exception. In other words, it's just a long, boring lecture that left me feeling sleepy. More and more students started to nod off. The ceremony finally ended and we were instructed to wait in our respective classrooms. Yo, how are you? I find a familiar face among the people seated in the front row. I approach and call out to her. New students were put on standby into their new classrooms, so I didn't think I'd find her here. It seems I got lucky though, because we are both assigned to the same class. Though my uniform should give it away, thinking about it rationally, no one would assume that I'm attending Kashinomori with the incident that happened earlier. Ah, I should have told you earlier, but there wasn't enough time. She smiles in embarrassment, looking directly at me as she brushes her hair with her delicate fingertips. Rude remark? You don't have to worry about it. That wasn't rude at all.
そもそも柏の森学園の学生に動力を持たぬ者はいなかった。 すまん。
She bows deeper than she did earlier this morning. It's fine, you don't have to apologize. We are drawing the attention of the entire class. It's somewhat embarrassing.
いや、この非礼を何と詫びればよいのか。
Ah, you don't have to bow so much. We're in the same grade, so let's get along.
今朝の勇気といい、今の心遣いといい、もう感謝の言葉もない。
Having said that, she finally raises her head. She has a very, very serious personality and a strong sense of duty. I'm not a fan of being so formal.
大場さん、私はそんなに堅苦しいか？
Her face looks troubled and she lowers her head. You can call me by my first name. We're in the same grade after all.
ありがとう、大場。私も呼び捨てで構わない。
Ah, so you won't mind if I call you Akane? Akane gives me a small nod in place of an answer. Should I call you by your family name instead of your given name? Calling you Akane seems a bit too friendly.
いや、名を呼び捨てで構わない。その方がフレンドリーな感じがするからな。うん。
Is that so? Well then, once again, it's a pleasure to meet you, Akane.
こちらこそよろしく、大場。
But why doesn't she call him by his given name? I mean, his given name is Seiji, and not Oba.
早速友達ができて嬉しい。
Yeah, me too. For a long time, I was worried about making friends here, but I think I can now enjoy a fun student life. Are we done for today? I mumble to myself, but Akane hears me, shakes her head, and answers.
いや、この後すぐにクラス分けがあるらしい。
Split up?
と入学案内には書いてあったぞ。
It would have been nice if they did that before the first day of class.
どうやら動力の強さによってクラス分けが行われるらしいからな。そういうわけにもいかないのだろう。
Do you mean class as in classroom, or class as in doryoku classification?
うん。学級みたいなものらしい。希望する進路と動力フェーズを参考に各クラスへ分けるらしい。
Oh, is that so?
大場は入学案内を読んでいないのか？
I guess I got too lax after I got accepted into this school.
大場は案外うっかりさんだな。
While we talk, the classroom door opens and the woman who I assume to be an upperclassman appears.
準備が整いましたので、新入生の皆さんは講堂に集合してください。
After hearing this, every freshman in the classroom stands up and heads out. We should be going too.
ああ、そうだな。
You know, I was nervous when I heard this school specialized in doryoku training, but the atmosphere seems pretty normal. I speak as I walk down the corridor. Akane points to the window.
いや、そうでもないぞ。見てみろ。
Hmm? There's a wide field outside the window. Some of the students are running around, and at first I thought it was just some upperclassmen playing soccer, but... What the hell is that? There's a battle going on. Some people are throwing fireballs. They remind me of those delinquents earlier. There's also a person jumping way past normal human limits. It looks like there's a tornado in the middle of the field, but a person is standing in the middle of it. I'm seeing a lot of different doryoku abilities in the fight. Hey, is that okay? For them to be fighting?
どうやらルールがある戦い。模擬戦のようなものらしいな。
As I stand there shocked, Akane calmly answers. This can't be normal. It seems as if I'm the only one who's surprised. This is the auditorium used during the entrance ceremony. All the chairs were put away, so it's empty now.
新入生の皆さん、はじめまして。これから皆さんの動力測定を行います。
In front of the freshmen, a beautiful woman sporting a white coat is speaking at the podium.
オーバー、彼女は上級生なのだろうか。
I think she's a teacher. Who knows? She doesn't look like an instructor though.
私
She
は
doesn't?
測定担当教師の石橋美沙です
So she's a teacher.
随分と可愛らしい先生だな
I think she could pass for an upperclassman.
うんそんな感じだ
Misa sensei has a different image than what I would expect of an elite school instructor. I thought that the instructors in this school would be more strict. I guess I feel a bit relieved.
動力測定の結果でクラス分けをします
Yes, this is where we are split into classes.
動力の潜在力である動力値を機械で計測しそこに動力の種別による補正を加えてクラスは特別組の S 進学組の A 就職組の B 研究組の C の4クラスですが S クラスではさらにつばい S、SA、SB、SC の4フェーズに細分化することになります
So, S phase is divided into 4 subphases. That seems confusing.
S クラス内でのフェーズは今後試験などによって変動しますが上のクラスの移動は難しい原則ないものだと考えてくださいただし成績次第で下のクラスへ移籍することがありますのでご注意くださいですから測定とは言っても手を抜かないでくださいね
It was just as Akane said, classes are divided based on ability. Elite schools have class arrangements that are easy to understand.
もう一つ高い動力を磨きさらに高めていくことはこの学園の目的であり国民の義務でもありますというわけで動力研究志望の学生さんでも動力値が著しく高い場合そうですね S クラスに該当する能力を持ってる人は動力者クラスへの振り分けとなりますのでご注意くださいね
Even though she explains it in a cheerful manner, I feel the tension in the room rising.
クラス分けを決定すれば進路が決まるのは当然だな
I don't think I like that. Yeah.
皆さん入学案内書を右手に持って一列に並んでくださいね
Thanks to her attractiveness, some of the schoolboys are lining up already.
優しそうで良い教師だと思うが緊張感に欠けるな
That's true.
もっとも無駄な緊張は動力を発動する邪魔になりかねない穏やかな雰囲気の教師が測定に当たるのはそうした配慮だろう
Are you sure? I'd hope they would take such things into account.
大場はのんきだな
Or maybe you are just too serious. Or rather than serious, Akane has a one-track mind.
ところで大場
What?
私は小1時間考えていたのだが
What's with the change in attitude?
大場ではなく聖一と名を呼んでも構わないか
Akane, were you really thinking about that for a whole hour?
大場は堅苦しいのは嫌だと言っていたしなでは呼び方は聖一でいいか
Of course it's alright. I wouldn't say no to that. And since I call you Akane, this seems fair.
フェアだ
We both smile and nod to each other. Wait, does she really think that hard about stuff like what name to call me by? Is Akane really this serious and stringent? Oh well, it's not necessarily bad, it might even be one of her good traits.
そこのお二人さん
Oh crap, Misa-sensei is yelling at us. Yes, ma'am?
一列に並んでってお願いしたんですけどあなたたちだけが2列に並んでいるので列が乱れてしまっているんです
Even though she's smiling, Misa-sensei is definitely serious. Sorry, Akane, let's talk later. I leave Akane and head to the end of the line.
あ、聖一お話の続きは測定の後でゆっくりとねはい、そちらの彼女あなたの順番よははい
The freshmen around us laugh. I feel embarrassed for some reason. I glance from the end of the line as Akane's face turns bright red. She proceeds to the measurement device.
よろしくお願いします。はい、気持ちを楽にしてここへ両手を乗せてくださいね。
As instructed, Akane puts her hands on the Doryoku measuring device.
これでよろしゅうございますか、石橋先生。そんな緊張しなくてもいいんですよ、靖国さん。いえ、それほどでも。いいから肩の力を抜いて楽にしてくださいね。
That Akane, she is as stiff as a stone. Misa-sensei smiles bitterly.
はい、では動力を発動してみてください。はい。
Energy seeps out from Akane's shoulders. Oh. Miniature balls of fire float around Akane like little spirits and wisps.
靖国さんは楕円形動力ですね。数値は
Akane's Doryoku value appears on the electric bulletin on the wall.
はい、靖国さんの動力値はフェーズ SC ですね。それは高い方なのですか？そうですね。S クラスに分類されるので全体からすれば低いというわけではないですけど、 S クラスとしては威力が乏しいということでギリギリ合格ラインのフェーズ SC ということですね。今一度私に機会を。ごめんなさいね、靖国さん。テストは一度きりだし後ろが詰まっているの。
Misa-sensei's face looks worried as she says this. Akane's shoulders drop in disappointment.
聖一、私は S クラスの最低フェーズだそうだ。
Her face is extremely grim. S class, isn't that the top class in the school? With that, you can say that you're an elite among the elites.
その通りだが。
Would you rather be lower in the top class or at the top of the third class? Oh, I skipped something.
それは三流よりは一流の方が。いや。
She shakes her head violently.
私はトップの中のトップになりたい。いや、トップにならなければならないのだ。
She clenches her fist. She needs to become the best. How ambitious. I don't know why she wants it so bad, but Akane must have her reasons. After all, I had a reason to come to this school too. I see, we've only just started attending this school. We'll have more chances to try again in the future. You can get promoted, like the instructor pointed out a while ago.
そうだ。それにしてもフェーズ SC か。せめて SA、いや SB くらいは。
It pains me to watch her in such a miserable state. I know you're disappointed that you got placed in the lowest phase of S class, but just think of it as if you have much more room for improvement. If you continue to think like this, you will never get better.
そうだな。聖一の言う通りだ。
She flashes me an awkward smile. Is she faking that smile or is she actually motivated now?
考えてみれば周り全員が超えるべき壁だと思えばいいのだ。そう考えればこれほどやりがいのあることはない。燃えてきたぞ。
Akane's eyes shine radiantly as she mutters this. Seeing her like this is sending chills down my spine. No, wait a second. When did it become so cold? Akane isn't the cause. Why am I feeling so cold?
急に冷えてきたな。
Are the air conditioners on too high? I sneeze loudly. Unfortunately, at that very moment, someone walks in front of me. He's complaining because I sneezed directly in his face.
くしゃみするときは口を押さえろよな。
Sorry, my bad.
口の中まで入っちまった。ペッペッペッ。
兄貴、
Oh,
何
who's
やっ
that?
てんの？もうすぐ測定だよ。
A girl calls out to him. The girl who's calling him Big Bro has the same hairstyle as him. No, she doesn't. They're like twins. She has the same hair color, but not the same hairstyle.
ああ、ひどい目にあった。測定前に縁起が悪いぜ。
ほらほら、いいから早く。
The girl pushes his back. The guy who I sneezed on goes to the other side. No, it just suddenly started getting cold. I couldn't help it. I laugh in embarrassment as I look back at Akane, but she doesn't look at me. Akane? I noticed that her complexion changed, so I call to her.
聖一、あれを見てみろ。
Akane looks stunned as she mutters this. I follow her line of sight and see a girl at the measuring device. Holy crap! It's not far from where we are. Harsh cold air is creating a shroud around the measuring device like a white smoke. I'm shocked. It looks like the inside of a freezer. In the center of the chilly air, a beautiful girl has her hand on a device with a face devoid of expression. Akane, do you know her?
いや、彼女の動力値が。
Oh wow, that's amazing! The value on the electric board is a lot higher than the other students' values. And the number hasn't stopped rising.
上白東子さん、今本気で動力を発動していますか？
So this girl's name is Kamishiro Toko.
数値の上がり方からするとまだ余力があるようですけれど、あの数値本気ではないのか？
Looks like it.
私の数値なんかとっくに超えているというのに。
Akane mutters in shock next to me.
きちんと測定しないといけないので全力は一気に出してくださいね。
Reprimanded by Misa Sensei, Toko just tilts her head with a reluctant look on her face.
いいんですよ。
Misa Sensei urgently asks again. Toko sighs a little and invokes her Doryoku.
本気。
Amazing. Is it still getting stronger? It's so cold. I start to shiver uncontrollably from the cold.
聖一、足元。
Eh? What the hell is this? The auditorium floor has frozen over, and shards of ice are raining down from above. In the center of the misty air, Kamishiro has her hand on the Doryoku measuring device. The culprit of this extreme climate is, of course, obvious. So this is her Doryoku.
測定器が凍りついている。
The measuring device used by Kamishiro looks as if it had been left for days in the bitter cold of a desolate tundra.
はい、上白東子さん、S クラス確定ですね。
Despite the fierce cold being emitted by Kamishiro, Misa Sensei stands right in front of her, calmly recording the results of the test.
フェーズは SA ですね。
Misa Sensei mutters that SS wasn't far off as she continues writing. The nearby students hear her judgment and spread the news. Before long, the room is in discord. Misa Sensei couldn't have possibly gotten through that unscathed, being so close to such power.
いや、見てみろ。先生の足元。
Her feet? Just as Akane said, there is a circle around Misa Sensei's feet where nothing within seems to have been affected at all.
おそらく先生は動力で寒波をシールドしているのだ。さすがは橋の森学園の教師ということか。
I see. To me it looks like she's just taking it easy. I think I'm starting to understand the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover.
S クラスフェーズ SA。
Kamishiro shakes her head as she stares at the measuring device. Is she questioning the result?
すごいな。学園最高クラスじゃないのか。
こんな数
All of the students in the auditorium start applauding Kamishiro Toko. Before long, the ice melts and the auditorium returns to normal.
納得できない。
She has a dissatisfied expression on her face.
すごいな。本当にすごい動力だ。納得できないのはもっと動力が出せたからなのか？そう。だけど違う。納得できない。
Doryoku that can freeze everything including the walls, not to mention the entire floor. What's so unacceptable about that? I don't understand.
違う。S クラスじゃない。なるほど。それだけの力があればもっと上を望むか。さすがにあれだけの動力を発動すれば上は望める。しかしこの学園に S クラスより上はないぞ。私は S クラスなんて望んではいない。
In contrast to Akane speaking with enthusiasm, Kamishiro answers coldly.
私が望んでいたのは
Kamishiro murmurs to herself without even glancing at Akane.
上白東子さんだったか。 S クラスを望んでいないならこの学園に何を望んで入学したのだ。名前も知らない人に答えたくはない。
Akane lowers her head in response to Toko's icy glare. It's as cold as her Doryoku powers.
失礼した。つい興奮してしまって。私は靖国茜だ。今後ともよろしく。
As Akane apologizes, she extends her hand for a handshake. However, Kamishiro doesn't react. Instead, she just stares back coldly. Well, to break the awkward silence, I decide to introduce myself. I am Oba Seiji. Nice to meet you. Kamishiro doesn't even reply, only giving me a glance of coldness that reaches absolute zero. Her beautiful face is matched with an ice-cold personality.
靖国茜と大場誠一。
Kamishiro stares at Akane and then unexpectedly proceeds to call our names. Her glance is cold and she gives off an aura of an untouchable empress.
こちらは東子と呼んでいいか？名前で呼ぶとフレンドリーだと誠一から教わったのだ。どうでも。
At least she answered, but she was really blunt about it. It seems like she's just completely indifferent.
覚えていないのね。
What's she supposed to remember?
覚えていないとは。
Do you know each other or something?
なんでもない。
Having said that, Kamishiro turns back to the electronic bulletin board and with an unchanged expression starts to repeat the same word over and over.
納得がいかない。
The students just stare at Kamishiro from a distance. Hey, how come you find it so unacceptable? Once again, I ask Kamishiro.
次の人まだですか？
Misa-sensei's voice reaches my ears. There aren't any students in front of me now. So obviously, Misa-sensei's eyes are focusing on me. Maybe it's my turn?
はーい。もしかしなくてもあなたですよ。
Sorry. I put down the new student handbook I was holding and moved towards the Doryoku measuring device. The effects of Kamishiro's powers are lingering. The air around it still feels chilly.
はい。大場誠一くんですね。両手をそこの端子に置いてくださいね。
Well, let's do that next time on Koiken Otome. Thanks for watching everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.